All right, welcome back, guys. All of you guys that are new here, thanks for joining me. All you guys that are already subscribed, this is the Shorts channel. Don't get it confused. I'm just doing something special that I've been wanting to do for you guys forever. And so many of you guys have subscribed, followed all my shorts along. I know I got a lot of videos in the Shorts list that basically help you with a lot of different things, and obviously just the entertaining little shorts from my main videos from my main channel. But today I'm gonna do one that I know a lot of you guys should actually be able to use, and it's just one of those things that, like, people have asked me for this in the past, but I'm gonna do this specially for just you guys. It's gonna be basically, you're gonna catch more fish river fishing than you've ever caught before if you just do these two things. There are two things. That's all it is, two things. So it's going to be a quick video here. But once you get these two down, trust me, you just go out river fishing. You can come back and yell at me if you didn't catch any fish, but I promise you, you're going to catch more fish. So let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to make this really quick. I have my this is a giant river fishing box for catfish. I have a river fishing box for just river fishing. I don't know if you guys can see those up there. I have a million boxes designed for everything. If you guys want a whole tackle tip series, I have a whole tackle tip series on the main channel. But this is, like I said, I'm going to make it so that you guys can go out, fish any river, anywhere in the world. This is anywhere in the world. I don't care where you live. If there's a river and you do this kind of setup, you're going to catch more fish. The bait might be dependent on where you're at. So if you're in the Congo or something like that, then it's going to be different. But if you fish this setup, it'll just work. So one of the simple things you will need, and I will list everything in the description below this video. You can just pick it up from my Amazon site. It helps the channel out, just so you guys know. But the biggest thing here is it'll just be easier to get everything all at once. All right, so you're gonna want a little Lindy walking sinker. It's kind of hard to see. Looks like a little shoe. So little Lindy walking sinker. Inline swivel. So this is a beefy inline swivel. This is a Spro series. I don't work with anybody specifically. If you guys follow my other channel, you know that. But the big thing here is this is what I've found works the best. Doesn't matter where you're at. So this little Spro swivel, this is a pretty beefy one. This has like a 400-pound breaking strength. So, like, I don't know, you could probably shark fish with this. But this is for river fishing, so you need that. And then optimally, you will have one of two styles of hook. If you don't care what size fish you're catching and you just want to catch something, a simple little J hook like this, or a circle style bait hook like this. So one of these two hooks, they will both be listed in the description below. I'm going to show you basically how to tie up a rig that when you throw this in the water, you're going to go catch fish. I don't care where you're at, you're going to catch fish. So we're just trying to make this so when you go out fishing next time and you come back, you can just be like, thanks, Dave, that worked, and I caught a bunch of fish. Doesn't matter what you're fishing for, they're going to be there. You catch fish. Okay, so I already have a bunch of these tied up. I use them all the time. So these are the two hooks I just showed you. These are two options. So this is a walleye wide gap. This is the circle hook. You can see the slight difference. That's a J hook. That's the same thing as this, a circle hook. Leader. This one happens to have a little fluorescent bead on it. So this is a walleye setup. That's how simple this is. I added a bead to it. You have your inline swivel. And then it's simply put, this sinker will go just like that on your main line. That's it. So bead, little circle hook. You can use night crawlers, minnows, leeches. So bead, circle hook, leader, inline swivel, walking sinker. There you go. Very simple setup. Like I said, this one's just a little bit different. So that's a walleye wide gap. It's a very small one. I can't remember what size. It's like an 8. That one, nothing on it. Inline swivel. I like to do bead and no bead sometimes to like see what's biting, but it's really a simple, like, you know, add one or don't add one, whatever. But this one, I like this hook specifically for worms because they don't get pulled off because of the little, it's like a 90-degree bend right there. So then the next one would be your beefy inline swivel. So this is for bigger fish, heavier rivers, heavier current. Same thing. Put your walking sinker in front of that, whatever your leader line is, and then your J hook. I have that on one of my lines right now. The J hook is kind of like a do-all. That'll catch you just about everything that swims, unless you're looking for really big fish. And then in that case, you do this. You big beefy one, so just like my bigger beefy one, this inline, this leader is like a 20 or 30 pound leader versus this is like a 6 or 8 pound leader. And then you go and upsize your meaty catfish hook. And then I have that tied on like that, snelled on there. Okay, like I said, no fluff, no exaggerations, very simple. This goes on your main line. So one thing I'm going to make sure you guys understand, if you're using this exact setup, you put the line in from this side and have it come out this side. So see how the foot faces up, the toes are up. That's the way I've always paid attention for it. Makes it go quick. Put the line in here, through here. Then you're going to take your inline swivel, tie it on just like that. So simple. Main line through, tie it to the inline swivel. That way this runs into that. And then you got your leader line. So whatever you're fishing for is going to dictate this. So this isn't a do-all. You have to decide what you're fishing for. Obviously, if you're fishing this style of setup, you can catch anything that swims in a river. And I'm not joking, everything will bite this. So if you're fishing night crawlers, minnows, or leeches, or even I use cut bait on this one for catfish, you want to dictate your line based on if you're fishing like heavier rocky areas, if you're fishing a lot of wooded stuff, trees and branches and whatnot, or just sand. This is, like I said, this is a big heavy catfish setup meant to go in like heavy wooded stuff or rocky areas and stuff like that. Something where I think it's gonna get worn down a lot. So if it's gonna get worn down a lot, I have 20 to 25 pound P-line. I'll list everything I have here in the description so you guys can literally build these yourself. Like I said, I have this hook snelled on there. I like snelled for the way it pulls on your hooks. So this specific hook is a 5/0 Gamakatsu walleye wide gap, I believe, and it's like the biggest one they make. They might make one size bigger, but this is a perfect hook for just about any catfish species anywhere in America. And if you're in, like I said, a different country, this will basically get you just about any fish that's got a bigger than, a 6-inch catfish mouth. The difference here, you can see the two differences. This is the other one that I've been using, is that's how small they get. But like I said, the leader line is going to dictate what you're doing it for. So this is my like finesse cold water walleye stuff with the bead. And then I have, like I said, a little circle hook on there. The big thing here is this, I'm fishing like sand flats next to break lines, away from wood and whatnot. And this is one of those ones you can drag along, and you put a minnow on there and it's just deadly. Like, it is so deadly in the cold weather months that this is literally a go-to. I have it hung up here ready to go. And if I don't, if I want to, I'll retie one every spring, but it's basically a good reminder to like throw that on, go out walleye fishing. Very simple. But one thing I want to kind of go into detail quickly about is this J hook. So these are a beefy J hook. I forgot I think they're Eagle Claw. I will find some like this online for you guys, and I will list them down below. This J hook has got a small enough radius for the loop in it that like a bluegill can eat it, or like a small sucker, or some kind of smaller fish with smaller mouth. But it's got enough of a gap from the eye to the point that, like, if a catfish grabs it or something like that, you can still get a decent hookup on it. Okay, so one more tip. So the bottom rig, so that's just a bottom rig. You can call it a Lindy rig, you can call it a slider rig, Texas rig, or not Texas rig, Carolina rig. There's a million different names for it. I just call it a bottom rig because that's what it does. The bait, you take the sinker, it rolls across the bottom, allows your bait to sit next to the bottom down here, and you can jig it. So bring it up and then let it go down, and the bait will be up in the air or in the water column a little bit, but mostly it hangs out towards the bottom. So that will get you 99.9% of species in the river, but mostly you're going to catch bottom feeding fish. So a lot of fish feed down into the rocks and the sand and the whatever on the bottom of the river. The next thing is the only other thing you need. So if you have this rig tied on, so the bottom rig you have tied on, the next one you need to know about is a three-way rig. So instead of an inline swivel, you have a three-way swivel. So I have this tied up right now. It's really hard to see. So I have one line here, and then this would be my main line coming off of here going to my fishing rod. So this setup it's stupid simple, but a lot of people overcomplicate it. So you have your dropper line, goes down to your sinker. So I have a little one tied on, but you can run that same walking sinker on here, and it will actually help you. It will help prevent getting snagged on rocks. So like this walks through rocks fairly easy, and then you just dictate the size of it by the current that you're using. So I mean, if it's a really heavy current, you might need a heavier sinker. If there's almost no current and it's like slack water, you could just use a little light sinker. And then this is your leader line out to your hook. And the thing with that is I don't like my drop ring line to be the same length as my leader line. So when you set this up, you will see. So right now my dropper line is about 10 to 12 inches. And then my leader line is about 2.5 feet. So that's kind of a standard. So like if I have like a 6-inch drop line, so say this is only 6 inches here, then my leader line will only be like 18 inches to 2 feet. If that makes sense to you guys. Because what happens is if this is too long and this is too short, you will end up with knots in your line from casting it, and you'll have to learn how to cast it. I could do a video on like how to go by like getting the best action and effort out of it for casting and stuff like that. But really, this is just that simple. And a trick, it's a little bit of a secret, a lot of river guys don't even talk about. It's kind of weird. I was looking for this online to see if anybody else had done anything like this, and nobody had done something like this. So it's a simple 3-way dropper. The hook. So I specifically, when I'm trying to run a 3-way rig, I specifically look for hooks that are very light. And everybody's going to go, well, I thought all hooks were pretty similar. No. Like there are giant hooks, there are little hooks, there are fat hooks, there are tiny skinny hooks like this. So this is a Gamakatsu, I believe. God, I think that's like a 14, or it might be a little bit bigger. It might be like a 10 circle hook or an octopus hook. I can't remember. I think it's a circle hook, but it is offset, so it might be an octopus hook. Either way, the point I'm trying to make is this is a very light hook. So that's what you really want when you're running a 3-way, because the whole point of a 3-way, if I hold it back here, you can see, is to get this, so this is on the bottom, to get this to hover at a certain distance off the bottom of the river. And the thing is the reason you do that is there's game fish that tend to feed more aggressively either up or in line. So as they're swimming up a river, they will feed up more often or attack directly ahead more often. So what you're looking for there is like if you're striper fishing, if you're walleye fishing, if you're bass fishing, crappie fishing. So like you put a minnow on here and you get in a school of river crappies, and that's a very easy way to, you know, put the bait right in front of their face so you catch more river crappies and stuff like that. But that is the simplest 2 ways to catch a ton more fish in any river on the planet that you go to. So don't overcomplicate things. take those 2 rigs with you anywhere you go next time you go river fishing. You can even do it for trout. So just trust me. Those 2 rigs and you'll be set. Okay, so hopefully that simple little how-to gets you guys all the fish you've ever wanted to catch out of a river, creek, or stream. It doesn't matter where you're fishing. If it's got flow, those 2 will work. You're going to catch fish. Comment below if they help you. Comment below if they don't work at all. And yeah, hopefully you guys subscribe. And all you guys that have been subscribed to my shorts channel, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's keep this channel growing. And I'll see you guys over on the main channel. See you guys next time.